Okay, if you don't mind, I want to say hello to Turkish beekeepers because they came here from 500 kilometers away from Kosovo.
Molim vas da joj dozvolite da pozdravi i ljude koji govore turski, koji su prešli puno kilometara i želi da im se javno zahvalim.
Sevgili Türk öğrencilerimiz, hoş geldiniz, iyi ki varsınız, iyi ki buradasınız. Bana büyük moral oldunuz. Çok teşekkür ediyorum. Çok sağ olun. Merhaba. Okay. Hello everybody, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank you for your kind invitation.
Zahvaljujem se na ljubaznom pozivu.
And I'm very happy to be here. The second time for being here in Belgrade.
Srećna je što je ovde, po drugi put u Beogradu.
But now I'm shocked because you're very crowded and you are very interested in scientific side of the fair.
Šokirana je ovako velikim brojem posetilaca i
It's abnormal.
da je to nenormalno koliko ljudi je zainteresovano, ne samo za pčelarstvo, nego i za naučni deo.
Because generally beekeepers are more interested in the fair.
Obično su pčelari zainteresovani za izložbu, pčelarski,
And we feel a little bit alone.
a mnogo manje za nešto iz nauke.
But thank you very much again. Thank you very much. Okay, today we will speak about Nozema apis and Nozema ceranae. And do you have any problem about Nozema ceranae in Serbia?
Govorit će o Nozemi apis, Nozemi ceranae i pita da li imate problema sa Nozemom u Srbiji.
Yeah? Okay. I think the same thing, because in Turkey we have the same problem, and also in COLOSS we have the same problem. And as the president of Epimondia said, that in all over the world, and especially in the special region, we have problem with Nozema.
Takođe u Turskoj imaju problema, COLOSS organizacija koja je sad već svetska takođe to razmatra kao veliki problem i predsjednik Epimondije govorio da je širom sveta to problem, a u Turskoj naročito u jednom regionu imaju problem sa Nozemom.
So I would like to kindly add your presentation to the President, new pests and pathogens as well, like Nozema ceranae and small hive beetle, for instance. Because there are the big problems in near future.
What is the second thing?
Small hive beetles.
Okay. Pa bi ona dodala na sve one probleme koje predsjednik Epimondije nabrao, još dodala bi Nozemu i malu košničku bubu.
Okay, and of course I'm not alone in Turkey in my laboratory. I would like to introduce my team.
Želi da vas upozna sa svojim timom laboratorije.
Do you recognize that all are female?
Da li vidite da su to sve žene u timu?
Because bees are female.
Zato što su i pčele žene.
No, okay. I am joking. Balance is the most important thing. And my best PhD student is male.
Ali najbolji njen doktorant je muškog pola.
Okay, we are working in the different regions of Turkey, and for 10 years, more than 10 years, we are sampling from all regions of Turkey for all disease or diagnosis.
Kao što vidite, ispituju bolesti pčela po svim regionima Turske i to uzorkuju već preko 10 godina. I rade sve bolesti, ne samo Nozemu.
And all samples collected from different regions, first of all, are analyzed for routine microscopically, and we cut the thorax, head, abdomen, and we analyze for Nozema, Acarapiasis, and Varroa as well. For adult bees.
Sve uzorke koje donesu sa terena analiziraju najpre rutinski, mikroskopski, najjednostavnijom metodom, tražeći da li imaju u tim uzorcima da li su nozeme prisutne, da li je prisutan krpelj trahea, amija, karapis vudi i varoa.
Then applied qPCR or multiplex PCR. PCR is another method to analyze, but it's a little bit expensive. So for financial problems, we first prefer to diagnose by macroscopically and then advance research.
Dalje rade analizu molekularnim metodama, PCR i to kvantitativni PCR i multiplex, s tim što je to dosta skuplje i zato uvek prvo urade rutinsku analizu. Da, nisam malo pre rekla da uvek rade analizu posebno glave, posebno grudi, posebno trbuha pčele.
For adult bees, we did the same thing, and for larvae, we are also investigate for full brood disease.
To je što se tiče adultnih, odnosno odraslih pčela, što se tiče larvi, odnosno legla, ispituju na prisustvo truleži.
And also for adult bees, each sample is observed for not only Nozema, but also some other parameters, like pollen in the gut, and undigested food, some crystals, and bacteria, and fungi, and some others treatment.
Kod odraslih pčela obave analizu i na prisustvo polena, kakav je polen u pitanju, da li ima nesvarenih materija, nekih kristala, bakterija, gljivica i još nekih parametara.
Why do we analyze these parameters?
Zašto sve to analiziraju?
I will explain later in my presentation, but now I can say that beekeepers use artificial or additive foods on diet of bees, so the bees midgut sometimes doesn't work and collapse.
Pčelari mnogo često koriste svakojake veštačke stvari koje su neprirodne za ishranu pčela i zato pčelama često crevo ne radi kako treba.
So our first preference is honey and pollen instead of artificial ones.
Preporučuje naravno med i polen, a ne veštačku hranu.
And you can see some pollens, some, this is the samples of the microscopic photos, pollen and hives of fungi, and Nozema spores and some bacterial growth under the microscope.
Mikroskopski pregled maceriranih delova pčela gde se vide nozeme, bakterije, neke gljivice.
And can you see, this is a big mixture in the honey midgut.
Svega ima, mešavina, jedna mešavina postoji u sadržaju creva pčela.
So please imagine that it's not very easy to digest everything for the small bees.
I nije lako pčeli da sve to svari.
So you shouldn't push them
Ne treba još
to
da
eat everything and to be strong and to digest even chemicals again, varroa and Nozema and other products.
Zato morate uvek da imate u vidu koliko je njoj teško ako joj još date i pesticide u cilju tretiranja varoe, koliko je njoj to sve atak da svari.
And in some cases we make artificial Nozema infection in cages.
U određenim situacijama rade veštačko inficiranje pčela u kavezima, standardna laboratorijska metoda.
How do we do it? And we collect newly emerged bees from the comb.
Sakupe novoizležene pčele sa rama.
And 1 million spores per milliliter solution, Nozema spores.
I naprave rastvor 1 milion spora po mililitru.
And we sleep after collecting all bees. After the 3 days, we sleep. We make sleep honeybees and contaminated with Nozema spores.
Nakon 3 dana od izleganja tih novoizleženih pčela, nakon 3 dana im daju rastvor zaražen sporama. Ali ih prvo uspavaju. But not completely. They not sleep completely.
Of course, yes.
Ošamute se.
Yeah, well, by carbon dioxide.
Sa ugljen dioksidom se ošamute.
Okay, and why are we doing this kind of experiment?
Zašto rade ovakav tip eksperimenta?
I'm sure No. Okay, I believe that all over the world, all beekeepers are a kind of scientists, because all beekeepers like to test something in their apiaries very much. In Serbia, I'm sure the same thing. Okay?
Svi pčelari širom sveta su na neki način istovremeno i naučnici. Svi oni vole da nešto testiraju na svojim pčelama.
But when you want to test something, you must keep all conditions equally, and only one challenge you have to test it.
Ali ako zaista želite da testirate efekat nečega, morate sve ostale faktore da ujednačite, a samo taj jedan faktor čije dejstvo ispitujete možete da menjate da bi to bio eksperiment pod kontrolom.
For instance, you want to test a plant extraction against Nozema, and you choose only 1, 2, 3 hives, and you test on it, but it's completely wrong.
Vi ako hoćete, na primjer, da testirate efikasnost nekog biljnog preparata protiv nozeme i odaberete 3 košnice i tretirate ih, to je potpuno pogrešno.
At the beginning, you should be sure the infection level of the colonies. That's why we use artificial infection, because at the beginning I know that 1 milliliter, 1 million spores, they
were Nozema free.
And also they are Nozema free, and also I have control groups.
Kada radite na te 3 košnice koje ste izabrali, u njima nikada nije identičan stepen infekcije i samim tim ne možete tačno da testirate efikasnost primenjenog preparata. Kada radite eksperiment pod kontrolom u kavezima, vi imate potpuno pčele bez jedne nozeme, novo izležene, i onda im date tačno određen rastvor, tačno određene koncentracije spora i onda možete da testirate efikasnost bilo kog preparata.
And in Turkey nowadays, plant extract solutions are very popular against Nozema. Okay.
Svuda, pa i u Turskoj su jako popularni biljni ekstrakti koji se testiraju kako deluju protiv nozeme.
But in your apiary, at the beginning, the infection level is not equal, and the races are different. And all parameters affected the Nozema infection, you cannot measure the effectivity of the plant extract. That's why we should use registered medicine or medical treatment instead of plant extract solutions.
Iako su ti biljni ekstrakti popularni, ona ipak preporučuje registrovane preparate, jer na terenu deluju i mnogi drugi faktori, na terenu to znači na pčelinjak u realnim uslovima, u odnosu na kavezni eksperiment u laboratoriji.
And in our laboratory, the 3 ways are followed for the analysis. And the first one, the samples collected from the infected colonies are analyzed for the infection level, prevalence of the infection, Nozema infection, and monitoring the infection in order to update the situation of nozemosis in Turkey.
Oni sprovode 3 nivoa istraživanja u Turskoj u vezi nozeme. U prvom nivou istraživanja sakupe uzorke iz inficiranih društava, analiziraju stepen infekcije u njima, zastupljenost infekcije i prate infekciju u cilju inoviranja situacije, znači da prate uvek, da imaju najnovije podatke o situaciji o nozemozi u Turskoj.
And the second one, the measurement of adaptation of Nozema spores to different conditions by artificial infections in cages, and the test of different chemicals and plant extracts on Nozema infections.
Zatim mere adaptaciju nozema spore na različite uslove, tako što rade veštačku infestaciju pčela u kavezima i onda testiraju različite hemikalije i biljne ekstrakte kako oni deluju na infekciju nozema.
And the third one is the effect of both 2 ways on honeybees, especially toxicity and co-infection with varroa.
A onda testiraju efikasnost ili efekte oba načina na pčelama, toksičnost, koinfekciju i varozu. U stvari, kako svi ti faktori deluju na pčele.
Because, as you see, at the bottom side, 2 photos of Nozema spores. on the left side, you can see Nozema apis.
Nozema apis je u donjem levom uglu.
And the second right side, you can see Nozema ceranae spores. They are both fungi and they are not resistant to the environmental conditions or chemicals. It's easy to treat them, but you should be careful to choose your chemicals or medicines.
Ona kaže da one nisu rezistentne i da mogu da se tretiraju. I Nozema apis, Nozema ceranae.
Sorry?
I'm just surprised that you said that Nozema ceranae and Nozema apis are not resistant and can be treated.
Okay, can be treated. I am comparing with the full brood disease, especially for instance, Penibacillus larvae. It is more resistant because it's spore-forming bacteria, but they are fungi, so it would be easy to treat.
Pravi komparaciju između spora nozeme i, na primjer, spora bakterije Penibacillus larvae koja izaziva američku trulež, koja može postati rezistentna u tom smislu.
And from our studies, we get some results so far, and I would like to share the results with you, some of them. The first is Nozema ceranae, was discovered in 1996 though, but after discovering PCR detection, we test our archive and we found the same Nozema ceranae spores in our archive.
Iako je Nozema ceranae opisana zvanično 1996. godine, a 2004. je uspostavljen molekularni PCR metod za detekciju, oni su analizom svojih starih arhivskih uzoraka sačuvanih u zamrzivaču na -20 utvrdili da je Nozema ceranae bila prisutna još 1992. U svim njihovim uzorcima je bilo od 1992. do 1996. i Nozeme ceranae.
So it means that beekeepers believe that all dead colonies or colony losses because of Nozema ceranae, but it's not completely right because several years ago again Nozema ceranae was there, but Nozema ceranae induced the colony losses. This is the truth.
Često pčelari misle, zato što im je tako ranije prezentovano, da je Nozema ceranae izazvala gubitke pčela. Međutim, Nozema ceranae je postojala, kao što vidite, mnogo ranije, samo nisu postojale metode njene detekcije, ali ona smatra da je Nozema ceranae ipak doprinela. Znači, nije ona jedini uzrok, nije se ona pojavila nedavno, nego je ona postojala, ali da nije ona nešto novo, ali da ipak doprinosi gubicima.
And another result, we compared the methodology for diagnosis of nosemosis and comparing counting methods using hemostometer at the beginning and qPCR for diagnosis of Nozema. The infection level is found 40% more by qPCR. So you cannot trust only microscopic methods for diagnosis.
Kada se uporede preciznosti mikroskopske metode i qPCR metode u određivanju stepena infekcije, daleko je precizniji, naravno ovaj novi qPCR metod, jer daje 40% više, stepen je 40% više veći ako primenite qPCR metod u istom uzorku koji ste prethodno gledali mikroskopski i brojali spore na hemocitometru.
You're talking much more than me. So I think you add something, Professor, right? No? Okay, I trust you. Okay. And also we follow the monitoring surveys in Turkey for Nozema. And the main question, especially in COLOSS, in working groups, we want to solve this problem. The main question about Nozema. Is there any replacement with Nozema ceranae and Nozema apis?
U okviru COLOSS-a se takođe razmatra taj problem nozeme i razmatra se pitanje da li je Nozema ceranae zamenila, da tako kažemo, Nozemu apis, mada to već da.
The President, is there any replacement? What do you think?
You don't ask me that question.
Okay. 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 And according to our experiments and monitoring surveys, Nozema apis, we come across Nozema apis only spring and autumn time in cool weather and rainy region of Turkey. But Nozema ceranae, we come across with Nozema ceranae everywhere, every season. So the frequency of the Nozema ceranae is higher than Nozema apis. We think that there is no replacement yet, but we frequently come across the mixture of nozemoses in the same gut, ceranae and apis together.
Similar is in Spain, if you remember.
Yes, of course.
U Turskoj je prisutna i Nozema apis i Nozema ceranae, ali Nozema apis se uglavnom registruje uzorcima iz jeseni, uzetim u jesen i u proleće, a Nozema ceranae uzorcima tokom cele godine i u svim regionima. Znači, Nozemu apis vezuju za kišne i hladne regione i za kišne i hladne periode. A Nozemu ceranae možete naći u svakom periodu, u svakom regionu. I može se naći mešovita infekcija u istom crevu iste pčele, što pokazuje da nije Nozema ceranae zamenila Nozemu apis.
And especially this year, Turkish beekeepers have a big problem with their pupa stage of the honeybees, and they think that varroa infestation level is high, but they treat their colonies against varroa because the pupa stage they observe the dead pupa in their colonies.
U Turskoj su pčelari uočili da najveće probleme imaju u stvari na stadijumu lutke i kada tretiraju protiv varoe, oni u stvari uočavaju da im najviše stradaju lutke.
And we know that the previous studies reported Nozema spores could be transferred by a queen, but moreover, we detected Nozema spores in pupa of the honeybees as well.
Ovo je zaista novo, oni su prvi put detektovali spore Nozeme u lutkama pčela.
And most of the studies suggest to take samples from the outside frames in hives. But in our studies, we found no difference in total number of Nozema spores in colony level. In contrast, if you sample the Nozema, the honeybees from the outside frames, that means foragers are there and they can defecate very regularly, so you can lose Nozema spores, some Nozema spores. That's why the best method we suggest taking samples randomly, at least 30 alive bees, and calculation average number of spores at colony level. This is the colony level infection.
But when you hive,
yes,
those frames are outer frames.
yes,
These are inside.
yes. We suggest randomly all sides of bees. There is no difference in total number.
Njihov savjet je da se za uzorkovanje uzme 30 slučajno odabranih pčela sa svih ramova. Znači, ne samo sa perifernih, ne samo sa unutrašnjih u košnici. One na periferiji normalno defeciraju, idu na pašu, ove unutra su kućne pčele i najbolje je uzeti sve da bi se dobio prosječan broj spora.
And Turkish beekeepers sent the samples to us in a jar, and 30 alive bees, not dead bees, because in that bees, secondary bacteria, fungi, and blah 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 can cover the Nozema spores, and we cannot see the real enemy.
Thank you very much for that. Because we have problems with that. Okay. They all like to take dead bees.
Okay.
Uvek govori pčelarima da donesu žive pčele u tegli. Mi vama kažemo žive sakupite pa ih zamrznete, jer ne možete se u uginulim pčelama videti ne može se dobiti dobar rezultat, jer svi ostali mikroorganizmi, bakterije, gljivice sakriju, maskiraju pravi stepen infekcije nozemom. Znači žive pčele, naglašavam.
So please forget dead bees. Dead bees are dead bees. So unfortunately we lost them, but we have to protect other bees, healthy bees. So we must work for them.
Zaboravite mrtve pčele kad donosite na analizu. One su mrtve i tu je gotovo. Žive pčele, da vidimo šta je sa njima.
According to another study from Spain, Mariano Higues, the contaminated pollen, honey, royal jelly, and patches of bees are major factors for the spread of nosemosis.
Najveći faktori širenja nozeme su kontaminirani polen, med, mleč i feces.
And after this report, we wonder that, yes, the number of spores or spore viability is important to contaminate the other colonies.
Onda je njih interesovalo da li je broj spora bitan ili broj vijabilnih spora.
So sometimes we count a number of spores extracted from contaminated pollen and infected the bees, and then take samples from the bees got the infection level lower than the pollen contains.
Znači ako uzmu polen, izbroje koliko ima spora, zaraze tim sporama veštački u kavezima pčele, pa onda iz pčele uzmu spore da vide koliko je u stvari vijabilnih. Znatno je manje vijabilnih spora u odnosu na ukupan broj spora, na primjer u polenu.
So don't worry that you have contaminated pollen, honey. Okay, it's a risk, I agree, but the viability is the main factor to contaminate other colonies.
Znači nemojte se mnogo bojati da će polenom da se obavi infekcija vaših pčela nozemom, jer nisu sve spore koje se unesu preko polena vijabilne.
And with our colleagues from Spain, we also measure the viability rates of Nozema apis and Nozema ceranae together. And there is a high risk for Nozema apis, not Nozema ceranae.
Mnogo je veći rizik da će Nozema apis spore sačuvati vijabilnost nego spore Nozema ceranae.
The one of two spores you have seen could be viable spores for Nozema apis, but for Nozema ceranae, that's changeable. Two of one, Nozema apis is viable. The two spores you have seen, Nozema apis spores, one is alive. One is alive, but for Nozema ceranae, it's changeable rate.
Ja sam razumijem, na svake dve vijabilne Nozeme ceranae, jedna je vijabilna Nozema obrnuto.
Yes, it's
mnogo je veća vijabilnost Nozeme apis.
Yes, be sure that 50% of Nozema apis spores can be alive.
Okay.
But sometimes Nozema ceranae, 100% alive or 0%. It's changeable. Okay.
Kod Nozeme apis je otprilike 50% spora sačuvalo vijabilnost, a kod Nozeme ceranae je jako varijabilno. Nekad ništa ne ostane od spora vijabilno, a nekad prilično.
And also I would like to inform you the studies with temperature. And this year we applied this method in Turkey and we get some good results about it. Because, okay, we lose our colonies because of Nozema, and then typical question of the beekeepers that, may I use the honey inside the hive for making cake, for bee bread, and etc.
Ispitivali su dejstvo temperature na vijabilnost spora i Nozeme apis i Nozeme ceranae, a njihovi pčelari često pitaju da li mogu da koriste med iz takvih košnica za kolače ili za pravljanje nekih drugih preparata.
So we kept Nozema apis and Nozema ceranae spore solution in different temperatures, and Nozema ceranae spores are sensitive -20 centigrade, but Nozema apis spores are not affected.
Na minus 20 stepeni Nozema ceranae gubi vijabilnost, znači osjetljiva je na zamrzavanje, a Nozema apis uopšte ne bude, na nju ne utiče zamrzavanje od minus 20.
And we use contaminated pollen for artificial infection after kept 4 days at minus 20, and then there is no infection.
Onda su koristili polen koji je kontaminiran nozemom za veštačku infekciju pčela, ali prethodno je taj polen držan 4 dana na minus 20 u frižderu.
So after keeping for 4 days at plus 4, Nozema apis spores of 80% could be alive. But in contrast, Nozema ceranae of only 10% could be alive. So the cold temperature, the shock works on Nozema ceranae.
Hladna temperatura je smanjila, odnosno ubila Nozemu ceranae.
And what can we say about Nozema ceranae more? Nozema ceranae likes the summer season and doesn't like winter.
Da li možemo da zaključimo da Nozema ceranae voli letnju sezonu, a ne voli zimu?
So now I'm sure you ask me that, okay, but why we lose our colonies after the winter,
Zašto
right?
onda gubimo društva nakon zime? Verovatno ćete to pitati.
This is the main question. Because in Turkey it's a very classic way wintering. The
Zazimljavanje
I don't know.
značajan.
Not winter. They are applying wintering rules in the colonies. They cover their colonies and isolate from the cold weather, and they keep their colonies in warm conditions. So Nozema ceranae spores cannot be killed.
Najveći problem koji prave turski pčelari je prilikom zazimljavanja. Oni utople pčele i onda nije im niska temperatura tokom zime i naprave u stvari da i Nozemi ceranae bude toplo i samim tim naprave problem jer ona preživljava.
Although the winter, the cold weather can kill Nozema ceranae 90% level, we keep our colonies in warm conditions, so at the end of the winter we could observe colony depopulation syndrome, they have gone, or dead colonies.
Znači pčelari umesto da ostave da pčelama bude ona temperatura koja bi normalno bila u košnici, oni utople košnicu, podignu temperaturu, omoguće očuvanje vijabilnosti Nozema spora i izgube društvo u proleće.
So please don't be afraid of cold winter, because honeybees are not like a mammalian organisms, so they don't be cold.
Ne bojte se da će vam se pčele smrznuti, to nisu sisari, ne treba da ih obučete da bi ih zagrejali.
You should only protect your colonies from moisture, because all microorganisms like very much the moisture situation.
Treba da ih zaštitite od vlage, jer svi mikroorganizmi se bolje razmnožavaju u uslovima vlage.
And about Nozema apis. Nozema apis is more calm. It's not very aggressive on honeybees, and it's not very spread very fast among colonies.
Za razliku od Nozeme ceranae, Nozema apis, da kažemo, voli hladno i kišno vreme i otporna je na hladno vreme i ne rasprostire se tako lako i nije toliko opasna za pčele.
And Nozema apis likes cool and rainy weather and also resistant to cold weather. That's why Nozema apis can be determined in spring and autumn time, not summer.
Kao što je na početku rečeno, Nozemu apis nalazimo uglavnom u jesen i u proleće, a ne tokom leta.
So, what shall we do against Nozema apis and Nozema ceranae? Attention, please.
Šta možemo učiniti protiv Nozeme apis i Nozeme ceranae?
Please check your queen's health and performance every year. It's normal for beekeeping, yeah?
Prvo morate da uvek proveravate zdravlje vaše matice i njenu celokupnu izdržljivost, njen rad.
I'm saying the same thing to the Turkish beekeepers because they call me as queen of Turkish bees myself, but I also say them that change your queen every year or maximum 2 years and use local raisins.
Iako nju zovu lično kraljicom turskih pčela, ona savjetuje da maticu menjate na svake 2 godine i pri tome uvek koristite lokalne rase.
And check your neighbor colonies, especially for migratory beekeepers.
I proverite i susedne košnice, naročito ako ste seleći pčelari.
And keep honey, pollen, and bee cake, bee bread at 4 degrees 4 days before using for nutrition of other colonies.
Držite na 4 stepena med, polen, pčelinje pogače i pergu, znači 4 dana na 4 stepena pre nego što ćete ih dati u košnicu.
And do not use any other outcomes or products of infected colonies for nutrition unless you kept in deep freeze and the refrigerator.
Okay.
At least 4 days.
Od inficiranih društava nemojte koristiti ništa, nikakav proizvod od inficiranih društava za druga društva, ukoliko ih ne držite prethodno u zamrzivaču.
Follow the wintering rules exactly, and wintering is the key word for keeping our bees survive. Wintering.
Poštujte sva pravila zazimljavanja i zazimljavanje je najbitnija reč za pčelare.
And in Turkey, many companies produce some products against Nozema. And I'm sure that after the long presentation, you are still expecting me to say some products against nozemosis. Yes, against nozemosis.
Nema preventivnog sredstva protiv nozemoze. Primenite sredstva nakon dijagnoze nozemoze.
And but please keep your mind, there is no prophylaxis against nozemosis. So if you don't have any infection, please don't use any chemical against nozemosis. If you use it, you destroy your friendly bacteria in your hives and also honeybees, and you kill the friendly bacteria inside your bees, and you will have empty seeds, and nozemosis can survive more comfortable inside your bees.
Nema preventivnog sredstva i ako nemate nozemu, ako uradite dijagnostiku i vidite da nema nozeme, nemojte nepotrebno davati pčelama nikakvu hemikaliju, jer ćete time uništiti korisnu mikrofloru, korisne bakterije, kako u samim pčelama, tako i svuda u košnici, i napravit ćete taman zgodno mesto da se naseli nozema.
And we know that Nozema apis has several symptoms. You know Nozema apis symptoms?
Znate simptome nozemoze?
You know? The abdomen?
Nadut abdomen, znate?
And honeybees don't want to fly, they want to walk. Yes.
Puzeće pčele, ne late.
What about Nozema ceranae?
Šta je sa nozemom ceranae? Da li i ona daje takve simptome?
There is no symptoms.
Nema simptoma.
Except only just before wintering, queen bees laying eggs abnormally. Very much.
Nema simptoma, ali zato kod nozeme ceranae matica nastavlja sa polaganjem jaja i nakon zazimljavanja.
It's not special for Nozema ceranae. It's the reaction of the organisms. If the one organism feels that he or she or it cannot be survived, it wants to be more generations. It wants to have more generations. This is the reaction.
To je čista reakcija matice u očaju da se spasi, da ostavi potomstvo kad vidi da će pčelinje društvo uginuti, da je u problemu.
So the queen of the hive feels the Nozema ceranae, and the main reaction is the much more eggs she is laying.
Ona osjeća Nozemu ceranae i polaže više jaje, jako tada ne treba.
That's why generally you lose strong colonies at the end of the winter.
Zato uglavnom jaka društva izgubite krajem zime.
And apply the treatment if there's infection in your hive just before or just after varroa treatment in order to avoid co-infection and poisoning, because you use varroa chemicals, varroa treatment and Nozema together in the hive, and you kill honeybees by yourselves.
Ubićete pčele ako date tretman i protiv Nozeme i protiv varoje odjednom, nego primenite tretman protiv Nozeme ako imate Nozemu samo, ili pre ili nakon tretmana varoje.
And please not to give bees any kind of additive foods or vitamins or artificial syrups during the treatment, because the gut of the bees are sick, so the digestive system doesn't work. But you add some things to their diet and they cannot be alive.
Tokom tretmana, bilo protiv varoje, bilo protiv Nozeme, nemojte ništa drugo još veštački da joj dajete, nikakav aditiv, nikakav suplement, nikakvu dodatnu hranu, jer je inače njen digestivni sistem već izložen dovoljnom ataku od strane tretmana i ne treba mu još neka veštačka hrana.
And the last two sentences of me. One, as you know, fumagillin is forbidden. Fumagillin is
Fumagillin je
forbidden
zabranjen
against nosemosis, and that's why we shouldn't use as chemical. But in Turkey, there's some companies, they produce some registered medical treatment against nosemosis, and I suggest Turkish beekeepers to use them, registered one, not to plant extracts inside at home.
Fumagillin je zabranjen u Turskoj, ali oni imaju druge preparate registrovane i ona preporučuje te registrovane preparate protiv nozemoze, a ne da pčelari sami u kućnim uslovima prave od biljaka neke svoje mešavine.
Because we consider any chemical treatment, the main point is toxicity of the chemical and resistance of the chemical. So the dose is very important. At home, you cannot decide the three main things together.
Kada pravite u kući bilo kakvu mešavinu, niti znate dozu, niti znate toksičnost. And I forgot the third. Toxicity and the dose and composition.
Yes, composition, yes.
Ne znate tačan ni sastav komponenti unutar te vaše mešavine, ni dozu, ni toksičnost, tako da ne preporučuje samostalno kućno pravljenje mešavina protiv nozeme.
So you may use disinfectant and you may use some other plant extract to treat varroa or nosemosis, but the main goal should be to keep healthy your bees. So please consider to keep healthy your bees. This is the main thing. Okay.
Da iz poštovanja prema stanovništvu i prema onima koji žele da čuju predavanje, ne vode lokalne razine. To ne žele da slušaju, ne pusti sad. Hvala. Izvinjavam se.
Kolega Pčelar je molio sve one koje ovo zaista ne interesuje i vode neke svoje međusobne razgovore ovde u publici, da to obave negde van ove sale, jer ima oni koji stvarno žele da čuju, a i da ispuštuju predavača.
Okay. And my last slides about Epimondia, because I am the General Secretary of 45th Epimondia Congress in Istanbul. So I would like to invite you to Istanbul, looking forward to meeting with you, because we are neighbor, we are very close to each other. So I would like to see all of you, and I would like to see your interest to Epimondia Congress.
Evo i na kraju da vas pozove na Epimondiju, on je generalni sekretar Epimondije koja upravo sledi u septembru i žela bi sve vas da vidi u Turskoj.
And be sure that you will find many different concepts and differences in Epimondia Congress. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for being here.
Brojne novine i razlike u odnosu na prethodne Epimondije i zahvaljujem svima.
Thank you for you translation.
I have questions from beekeepers for you. And the most important question. Koji preparat profesorka preporučuje protiv nozeme? Znači ne kao profilaksu, to smo rekli nema, kao preventivu, nego samo koji preparat preporučuje? What product would you recommend against nozema?
Organic beekeeping. In Turkey, the Turkish beekeepers using the plant extract, timol extract, timus.
Ekstrakt timola u organskom pčelarenju bi preporučila za tretman društava koje imaju nozemu.
And also the one company extracted another plant, I don't know, sugar, produced sugar, panjari. You know panjar? Okay, anyway, it is salicilat or methyl salicilat. The formula is methyl salicilat. This is disinfectant.
My friend from Poland.
Poland, yes, it's produced as well.
Something like that. Something like that.
Yes, I think.
Bila su dva druga jako bitna pitanja, šta misli o nozevitu i šta misli o bivelu. Bivel is Turkish product.
Yes.
You know, we have just submitted one paper in a book journal investigating the effect of bivel. But also many beekeepers here use bivel, and they are interested for your opinion about bivel against Nozema.
Bivel cannot protect colonies against Nozema. So it's written on it, protection for Nozema. It's wrong. But bivel also treated against Nozema. It's okay. If you have infection.
Bivel ne može da spreči, znači nije preventivno sredstvo protiv nozeme, ali je korisno ukoliko društvo ima nozemu.
And also we have Nozembi Plus. Nozembi Plus produced in Poland again, and in Turkey we are using.
The same company produces.
No, different company. But Nozembi Plus is the most effective one. The formula is methyl salicilat. It's disinfectant.
Metil salicilat je glavni sastojak jednog drugog preparata, druge turske kompanije koji ona preporučuje protiv nozeme.
But I don't suggest anyway for organic beekeeping.
Ali ne znam da li je to za organsko pčelarenje.
For organic beekeeping only you can use the plants, but registered one, the preparation of plant extract from thymus.
Za organsko pčelarenje samo biljni ekstrakt i konkretno registrovan u Turskoj biljni proizvod za nozematozne pčele je na bazi timola. Ali ako nije organsko pčelarenje, onda preparat Nozembi Plus, on je registrovan, ima metil salicilat. Znači, registrovano turski proizvod.
And also I would like to suggest you regularly in autumn time, especially in autumn season, please make disinfection to your hives. This is the main important thing. In spring, it doesn't matter. In spring, only you can complete your equipment, But in autumn time, if you make disinfection with carbonate, with another solutions, yes, and you can take guarantee for your colonies for winter also in spring. So it's the main.
Jako sigurno to da je mnogo korisno i preporučuje da u jesen obavite dezinfekciju. Proleće nije bitno, mora biti čista oprema i tako dalje, ali u jesen obavezno. Is interesting for the effect of formic acid.
Yes, formic acid and oxalic acid. Okay, we did some experiments, both of them, and we observed that formic acid is stronger than oxalic acid, and when we take out the trachea of the bees, they are burned because of formic acid. But oxalic acid, comparing with formic acid, we don't have many problems, especially in winter. In winter, we suggest to use oxalic acid for the varroa treatment. The weather is between 2 and 5 degrees.
Da je mnogo bolje oksamno, da su od mravnje imali maltene.
Završava je Rasina, da je hladno ovde.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your